when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz and what's going on in the south, that the strategy, in my belief, is to choke the supply chain and then be able to have control over that land, just as kind of as an analogy, just as like Gaza and you know, Lebanon, and you have the terrorist organizations having control of their land. And I'm just an observation. I'm feeling like part of what the U.S. is doing in the southern Iran, they're not worried about the west or the east. They're not worried about Tehran. They're basically focused on southern Iran. And I do believe, this is just my opinion, I believe that what they're trying to do is to maintain control, get control of that area where they can use it the same way that the terrorists use their territories in the West Bank or Gaza, where once we get in there and we can kind of control that area, then if you attack us, then we have legitimacy on striking back. I don't know if I said that well, but that's just my observation. And one other comment, the invasion of America has been coming from within for over 5 decades, maybe 7 decades. It's crumbling of the inside to nobody's going to take us out, from the outside. But anyway, sorry. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. If you manage to control all of, the southern shore of the Islamic Republic, where it touches the Persian Gulf, it's over for the Islamic Republic. So I don't think the Americans need to come and take over the entirety of that area. But if they just become a catalyst for a movement led by Princess of Pahlavi to take southern Iran, you don't even need to go all the way to Tehran for the Islamic Republic collapse. That's where everything comes from. That's not just oil and gas, not just their oil wells are there in the Persian Gulf. Their entire import and export goes through the vast majority of it goes through the Persian Gulf. The Islamic Republic could defend because here's the thing: they have so much defense built for Tehran. They don't have the same level of defense for southern Iran. So if you just take over southern Iran, Tehran will fall. Tehran will fall into the hands of the Iranian people. You don't even need to march on Tehran. The whole thing will collapse. So you could still march on Tehran eventually once after the collapse. But I think this is the best strategy. And you already have so many people. Yeah, go on, Sherry.
I hate when people interrupt you. I'm so sorry. You paused, so I thought I could.
No, go
I
ahead.
think that's exactly. I think that's exactly the strategy that militarily from the U.S. is being able to take that area, and once you can take that area, and that's why that's the specific area. It seems to me the U.S. military is targeting to choke the supply chain, choke the infrastructure. So that could be a safe place to, quote, have boots on the ground, per se, but not boots on the ground that want to invade. Just have the opportunity to have boots on the ground where now we kind of control this area. You can't invade this area. You can't stop what's going on in the strait, and also maintain a strategy point where if you attack us, now we can retaliate. I don't know if I said that well. Thank you.
No, you did. Thank you. Thank you, Sherry. Danny?
Yeah, I have a two from Jose.
Okay. Correct me if I'm wrong, Armin, but didn't the United States take out the train tracks heading north to China?
Yes.
Isn't that one of the targets? Was
That
that the only train track that you know of that it was heading north like that?
That's the only one I know. The rest are bridges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bridges and the Caspian. So those are the only trade routes right now that would be open, more or less. Train tracks can be more or less fixed, unless they took out a bridge with train tracks. That's a different story. But and the other option is to bring things in on cargo planes from China and Russia to the airports around Tehran. So you can take out the southern, but they can still bring stuff in militarily. Okay, they just can't get their oil out. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so I'm seeing more and more and more of a need, and I hate to say this, for boots on the ground, but I don't think a full invasion army could do it. I think we need to pick and choose our places. Jeff, what about a little fort hopping like Pacific Theater when we did island hopping? We ignore the strong areas, hit them where they're not, and just make them move, make them keep active, make them waste ammunition. I know it's a dangerous threat for the American troops on the ground, but I'm seeing too much relying on air power when we have no clue how many more drones and missiles they have. And if they can still fly things in from China, you know what I mean? They can replenish.
All right, and then I have another two by Sherry.
No, I think Jose asked a question for Jeffrey, and then let me Jeffrey could respond, and then we go to Sherry.
Sorry, Jeffrey, go ahead.
You're almost like you're trying to use U.S. forces as part and parcel of. It's almost like cost and production exchange ratio, bait, fix, and destroy. Like you're getting them to almost like targets, so they waste their munitions. I don't want to use our forces as bait. Maybe there might be some other way to bait them, though.
Okay.
All war is deception.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Okay, now let's go to Sherry.
I don't want our troops, our young men and women, in harm's way over this bullshit. But at the same damn time, we're going to have to, decide if we're going to finish this or we're not going to finish this. I'm sick and damn tired of pussyfooting around terrorists all the damn time and thinking if we use the language, if we go through the process of trying to do all these little experiments on talking to them and making deals, et cetera, I do not want American troops on the ground anywhere in the Middle East. That's not what I'm wanting. That is not my goal. However, if we're going to finish this fucking job, we need to depend on our military and our intelligence to take out what's going on to work to the point where we can put them in an area. I think that's what I was just trying to say. Maybe I just didn't say it well when it came to the south of Iran. But I am sick and damn tired. I am just sick and tired of it. Where we just got to wring our little hands and go, well, we can't hurt their feelings. And we can't. I'm sorry, 9/11, I don't really give a shit anymore about hurting your feelings. I just don't give a crap. And I do not want my fellow Americans, going into harm's way. I'm sick to my stomach over dead Americans, whether they be civilians or troops. I'm sick to death of it. I don't want any part of it. But if we're not willing to put up our dukes and get in the game, there's going to be a lot more bloodshed and a lot more deaths in the long run.
All right, thank you for that, Sherry. And lastly, we'll go to Monkey.
Yeah, I understand that feeling. Like,
Oh,
I
you got a bad echo.
There's echo. Yeah. Try again.
hello.
There you go. Fix it.
Yeah, I understand that civilians have feelings about us doing what we signed up for. We don't want to be wasted, but we know what we signed up for. Now, here's battle scenario. Let's say you're taking over the South and you're training forces that you have vetted, thoroughly vetted, to take control of the places that you're taking. So oil fields, Carg Island, these places, you start vetting people to stay. Going kind of with Jeff's plan, like a 5x5 first, and then you start vetting people to stay. So we get them more stable. Like people talk about the errors in Iraq during Democrat administrations, and that was terrible. But we're not in a Democrat administration, right? If you start vetting people so that they can kind of take control of the places you got, and then you move, but you leave local Iranians that have been vetted in control of here. And okay, you move away, and if you do that and you surge from the south to the top, that's how I would do it, right? And as far as having a transitional government, what do you do about the fortified mountain bunkers? Well, you make a deal. It's like, you know what? We need bases. How about we take these deep granite bunker bases, and that's the American bases. And we have our own ultra fortified bases that nobody can even hit because they don't know how to hit it. It takes time to get them out, but if you are having a good deal with the transitional government, and we have like legal permission because you can't deal with the IRGC, so we already have the time of mechanisms, like when we had that legal document, that banking thing where we kept we're talking about this earlier, Armin, where we kept the oil money, but we didn't give them the grain because they broke the MOU. And what happened was, I said a month ago, guys, you're panicking about giving them stuff they're going to sell because they're never going to sell it because they're never going to get it. They're going to break the MOU and we're going to keep the oil money. That's all in an escrow account. So we got their escrow account money, right? So we got that money. We can use that money so we can do the right kind of training and vetting to have the right Iranians. Doesn't matter what the race, what the religion, whatever, Baluchi, Lor, Persian, Arab. The thing is that they're vetted and that they're against the IRGC and for a unified Iran that respect each other's freedom, individual rights. As long as you have that, you start surging from the south to the north and keep a deal with America. Hey, you guys, get in the bases now. Just take over those bases, take over Pickaxe, take over Isfahan, take over all of them, and you get to stay. You guys, that's the deal we do with security for you. You get those to keep those fortified granite bases. And you get to do whatever you want in the Middle East, as long as it is what it's gonna be, like just cause. It's just a force for stability. If I was gonna do something, and this is like best case scenario, right? That's the way I would do it. And this is me learning from Jeff some stuff, because he's a smart man, and I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I'd go with that.
All right, thank you, Monkey. And then I have some more twos. Let's go back to Sherry.
Exactly. Absolutely 100% exactly. Exactly what you said. I totally believe in what we need to do. And I think that is the ultimate goal of the Trump administration, is to totally 100% take over the South. You got to do it brick by brick. You got to do it piece by piece. And if we can take over the south of Iran, most of the times when we're dealing with war in the past, you go for the capital, Tehran, etc. But I think they have a better strategy right now of, well, let's take over the south part of Iran so we can protect the strait and then move forward and keep brick by brick moving upwards instead of just haphazardly. And when you get your stabilization in that area, then you can move in your troops into that area. And then it's like, come fuck with me, because then you're not going to see tomorrow. I don't know if I said that well, but yeah, I'm with you, Grease.
Weird to refer to him by his middle name. All right, Faithful Disciple.
Yeah, I just been monitoring you guys' talk here, but I'm just joining you guys here. So, yeah, first of all, just kind of looking at the big picture, I think that, well, I mean, I feel validated. I said it a couple weeks ago that I felt like Trump was really done here, really kind of with the Islamic regime. I was kind of looking to again slowly to looking to get rid of these guys, and that does look what we're really doing here, and. And I think kind of tying on to what you said, Sherry, for sure. If we're looking to do this, we need to do this for sure. And I think looks like what we are doing. You really articulated very well what I've mentioned before, that there's a lot of Americans, who are, we're really tired of a lot of the foreign wars and our involvement and all that, and really what are the sentiments with the Iraq war. She's articulated it beautifully. So this is the thing for a lot of you, I mean, outside of America. She's articulating beautifully a lot of what Trump and the Republicans are up against right now. So absolutely, we need to go in there and finish this. And I think one big point that I would really bring up is that honestly, we have been at war, or more like the Islamic regime has been at war with America for the past 47 years. They have been at war with us, and we have not recognized that. Too many people have not recognized that. And Trump is the very first one to say, enough is enough. If we want to really stabilize our globe, the Middle East and everything, a free Iran will go a long ways to doing that. It puts a huge kibosh on China, on the oil, terrorism worldwide. And, honestly, a free Iran, I'm looking so forward to having more Iranians being able to tell Americans, look, all this anti-Israel stuff, that's just complete gaslighting. It's via it's come via the IRGC. And, it's going to be huge. That in and of itself, I think, can help a lot with the Nick Fuentes crowds, I hope. So just a few thoughts.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.